Hey,
What'd you bring
I
me?
brought you a cookie. We've been giving these out. It's about time that we get one, right?
Absolutely. Just don't tell my retrofit coach.
Oh, I won't. And you know what? I never put my cookie down on my retrofit thing, so.
So
Yeah.
it's a lie of omission, Chris.
Right. I feel like there's hardly anything in that, so why put it down? That's what I'm thinking, but.
Okay, well.
So we've been in a lot of schools the last couple of weeks.
We have. We've been trying to, is this like a white chocolate macadamia nut cookie?
White chocolate macadamia nut, absolutely.
Oh, outstanding.
Yes.
So yeah, we've been at a lot of schools recently. We've been going out and having cookies and conversation, and we're getting ready to come out to some more schools in November, and we'll get around to everybody and visit, and hopefully people come and talk to us and say hello, get their cookie, and tell us what's going on.
Right. It's been a lot of fun and great to see the campuses and to meet people where
Absolutely.
they work.
We love it when they come and visit with us, even if they have nothing to say.
I know. That's great.
Okay.
But we have some things we need to talk about today.
Yeah, I'm figuring
And
that's
I
why you
was-
brought me a white chocolate
Yeah.
macadamia nut cookie.
Maybe soften the blow a little bit.
I'll try not to eat this right now
I mean,
because I'll get crumbs everywhere.
This week we've had a lot of calls about subbing, and so I know people are concerned about that.
Yeah.
Subs.
Well, okay, so here's my thing about this, and this has been my philosophy for many years. Because I worked at a school where the principal felt that there was nothing that he was going to ask other people to do that he wasn't willing to do.
You mean he would come in and sub in teachers' classrooms?
Absolutely.
Wow.
We had a rotating list, and anybody who didn't have a classroom assignment but was on campus was expected to be on that list. And when we didn't have subs, people subbed during their planning period if they were, said they would do that. But then the dean, the guidance counselors, the principal, the APs, curriculum people,
Wow.
anybody went in on a rotating basis.
Wow. That's nice.
Well, and what it does for people is it kind of keeps you on your toes too, because if you're going to be out and you know that the principal might be in your classroom, you're going to have lesson plans. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
And it may help people who seem to think that calling in right before school starts is okay, and it really isn't, unless it's a dire emergency. Calling in ahead of time will potentially get you a sub.
Right.
But the district has some subbing issues, and they've talked to us about some plans that they have for,
Yeah, just the other day, that was, and some pretty interesting plans too.
I think they're going down the right road with trying to get more subs in the pool, paying them more potentially, having some different kinds of pools of subs, so that's a good thing. But in the meanwhile,
Right.
it's basically all hands on deck,
I agree.
in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's kind of a team building strategy as well. If I know that the principal is in my classroom, I feel like he cares about those students and about me, and is going to make sure things are right in there and sees what I go through every day.
That's it too, because I think sometimes, especially if you've been out of the classroom for a while, even if you are still in some kind of a teaching role and an NCT role, sometimes we forget what that's like. And
Right.
I remember that in the role that I used to play, going into classrooms, it would remind me sometimes, geez, I can't just go to the bathroom when I want to,
Right.
or whatever the deal is.
Right.
And I think that's important too in a school. So that's our message as far as that's concerned.
Well, I think we wanted to say something about the money being
Of course.
paid when they sub during their plan, like a teacher being paid, they have to sub during their planning time.
So we have contract language for both of these things that we've just recently clarified. For non-instructional staff, everybody should have already received that email.
We've been lots of phone calls on that one too.
Yeah, well, I think we do a really good job of communicating. Not so sure about some other folks that should be communicating that don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another whole conversation for a different video.
Yeah, I think so.
So if a non-instructional person subs for a partial hour, so any portion of an hour, they are entitled to 1 hour's pay, which is $10. And then if they sub for a half day, which is 4 hours or more, then they're entitled to a full day pay for the subbing, which is $20.
Right, so if they do any partial hour up to 4 hours, they get $10.
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure that
Yep.
that's,
And then for teachers, if you sub during your planning period, you get $12. And for those folks in high school, if you sub during a single period, it's $12, and a block period, it's $24, which is the double
Right.
of the 12.
Right.
Did that math right there in my head for you, Chris.
I love it. That's good.
One other thing that our folks have been calling about and talking about this week is anyone who applied for the FEA hurricane relief card.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And just for clarification, so people understand, FEA stands for the Florida Education Association. It's the organization that we are a part of. It's our state organization.
Right.
And so people have said the FEMA gift card, it's not from FEMA, it's not from the government. These cards the money on those cards came from donations from people around the country, and also from some large corporations that wanted to help our union members. So that's where the money came from.
Now that's good to know.
Yes,
That's
it
great.
is. And so what we're going to do with those is we are going to have a distribution day on Saturday, November 4th, beginning at 8 o'clock, going through 3:30. The doors will close at 3:30. And if you are, and that's going to be at Fort Pierce Central High School in the auditorium there.
Yeah.
We're asking folks not to bring kind of an entourage with them because we're going to have a lot of people coming through, and we don't want to have too many people moving around. We've got a lot of stuff going on that day. If you are eligible because you filled out the application that was required online by FEA by September 26th, if you're eligible, you'll receive an email from us to your home email, because that's what you were asked to provide when you signed up, letting you know that you are eligible and should come on November 4th.
Right.
If you have any questions about that or want to get more information, you can email the email on your screen,
Right.
which is info@stlucieteachers.org.
Yeah, and you know, you need to bring picture ID.
Yes, because you are going to have to sign for the card. And once you receive the card, if it gets lost or stolen or anything happens to it, you're going to be out of luck. So you're going to have to treat that like cash, because that's basically what it is.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay.
I'm really happy to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm happy that we were able to help our community, and that FEA was able to help our folks as well.
Absolutely. All right,
I want to eat my cookie. I'm
let's
tired
eat
of
our cookies.
tired of
All right,
talking.
here we go.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
They're good.
My favorite.
Definitely.